Welcome to Dream Kayaks. We've just released the Monster Collection, which is a lineup of fishing kayaks with certain features. They all have raised seat, good storage, tracks or other sort of accessory holding options, and a rudder. There are a few exceptions to that, but basically, storage, accessories, seat, and rudder are the basics that we want to give people now. So we've got a range from 9 foot to 12 foot, even 13 foot, and I'll take you through them now. So rather than just go from left to right, I'd like to bring your attention to some of these kayaks in particular. So if you look all the way on the left, the Gremlin 9X, obviously the smallest one, and then third from the right, the Beast, the longest of the paddle kayaks. So if you're looking at a paddle kayak, we've got the two pedal kayaks on the right hand side. They're both under the Siren brand. But if we stick to paddle kayaks for a moment, you've got the Gremlin 9X, which is a small 24 kilogram 9 foot kayak, versus the Beast, which is a 34 kilogram 12 foot kayak. Obviously on the Beast you're going to have more stability, you're going to have more storage, you're going to have a little bit more space to move around. Not that you move around much on a kayak, but in terms of just turning around and grabbing stuff from the esky behind you, or creeping up to access the front hatch, you got more room for that sort of thing. So on the water you've got a sort of slightly more comfortable platform with more features, but obviously it weighs a lot more, 10 kilograms extra, when 24 kilograms is already a fair amount of weight to be sort of throwing up above your head when you're putting it on your four-wheel drive or whatever. So everyone's got different needs, and obviously some people don't care how heavy it is so much. Other people really want something lightweight, and that might depend on your shoulder injury, or that might depend on what environment you're going to. If you're going to a skinny creek or somewhere you're going to have to drag the kayak over rocks between pools in a creek or something, then obviously the smaller the better. So our aim here obviously is, it used to be we only had the Beast. If you wanted a raised seat, you just get the Beast, and we have people who've taken the Beast into small creeks, and that's fine, but it's just not ideal. So we wanted to just narrow it in, dial it in, and get things for people, get a kayak for people that really suits their needs. So if you look at the Beast and the Gremlin, very different kayaks. They both got tracks, they both got a decent storage well, they both got raised seats, and well, they don't both have a rudder. The Gremlin doesn't have a rudder yet, but we are planning to bring one in. We just need to create a bracket for it. So they will both have a rudder. All of these Monster Collection kayaks have a rudder, only the Gremlin's one is still under production. So in between the Beast and the Gremlin we have two other options, the Werewolf 10X and the Banshee 11X. So the Werewolf is pretty big. Those two kayaks are actually the same weight, they're 32 kilograms, even though one's a good foot longer. The Werewolf is very wide and has a lot of hatches and stuff on it, but that width really increases the weight. So if you want something in the middle, then you're going to go for the Werewolf or the Banshee. If you want a big one, you'll go for the Beast, and if you want a lightweight one, you'll go for the Gremlin. As a general overview, the links, we should have links to each of the individual kayaks below the graphic. And moving on to the pedal kayaks, to go pedal or paddle is a big question, and we've got another article coming on that. But obviously massive increase in price when you go to a pedal kayak, because you've got a sophisticated piece of technology there in the pedal unit, which costs a lot of money. But it's a fantastic way to move around on the water. It's more efficient than paddling, it's easier, it's using the bigger muscles of your legs, which don't tire as easily, so you can really go faster and much further without as much effort. So you can hit reverse straight away. You can make very fine adjustments very quickly, and coming from a central position, so you can just move back 3 inches if you want with a slight movement of the pedal, instead of sort of having to gently paddle one stroke on one side and then another stroke on the other side. And in general, the last stroke you make on whichever side it is going to be the one that leaves you with momentum, and so the kayak is going to spin, whereas it's less likely to spin with a pedal. So there are fine adjustments you can make on a pedal kayak that are better than I think the fine adjustments you make on a paddle. I mean, I'm sure some people will disagree with me there, but that's my feeling. But in general, it's just easier, way less tiring, faster. You can go longer, and you can have a free hand. So sometimes you can have two free hands, but if you need to have your left hand on the rudder control, then you've got your right hand to hold the rod, and you'll be able to bring your left hand into the action in amongst controlling the rudder. So there's some serious benefits there with the pedal kayaks, and the choice is going to be quite simple. You either go for the Siren or the Siren XL, or what we're now calling the Siren 11X versus the Siren 13X. So big or small, the big one weighs 40 kilos, the little one weighs 32, I believe. So that's the basic rundown. We can go into the details of the wall a little bit more. So the Banshee doesn't have tracks, although it does have grooves for tracks, so we're going to source some, we're going to get them. The Banshee also doesn't have a central swivel rod holder. You can of course you can put a Railblazer rod holder or some sort of any type of aftermarket rod holder on it. Very easy, but doesn't come standard. It does have a rudder. The Werewolf, again, we don't have stock at the time of recording, which is May 2018, but we are just working on some glitches with the supplier, and we may bring that back. It's a fantastic kayak, but it does have a few glitches that we need to fix up. That's about it, I think. Click on the links below if you want to dive in deeper and find out more about one of those craft. Thanks for listening.